Okay, there we go. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Yeah, we here talking about wrestling today, which means don't ask me about NFL. Don't ask me nothing about who gonna win the Super Bowl, who gonna win the NBA Finals, who gonna win this playoff game. That nah, save that for Thursday. Don't ask me none of that. Don't ask me none of that. We'll see who we got in here. We got Blue Pyrotech, Caleb, Joey. What's good with you? Hang Hand. What's up with you? What's up? Jadamian Menace 2K in the building. Hang Hand said Penta. Yeah, Penta's debut was I guess I didn't hear anything about it, like him being in WWE or anything until he showed up last night. I mean, it was cool. The promo itself was kind of shaky, but other than that, it wasn't bad. When I first saw him, I thought it was gonna be like the Boogeyman or something. The way he popped up, I was like, "Who is this?" Because I saw the bottom half of the mask and stuff. You know, he had the face paint on and stuff. I don't know what to expect from this dude, but it wasn't bad. And the way he got a pop, I was like, "Yeah, they gonna have him go over." What I rank the WWE among sports or upon sports, over NBA, over not over football by any means, but definitely over the NBA, over baseball. I really put it over anything besides short of hockey. I guess college basketball will be his own thing, and football. And me being biased, I'm gonna say I put NASCAR over that. But as big as it is, NASCAR doesn't touch WWE. What's up, Coalition Breezy? What's up with you? Said Penta wrestled well. Yeah, he looked good in the ring. My first thought though, when he had that microphone, I was like, don't give him the microphone. After that first one, don't. I get it. It was emotional. He had his family in the building. They was in the front row. He was pointing them out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Always say. Cena should get eliminated by Dominic in the Royal Rumble. I think it would be best because the way I've heard it is they want to have CM Punk potentially go against Cena, unless they carry that Seth Rollins feud on. It would make sense if CM Punk eliminated Cena, even if CM Punk didn't win. What's your favorite wrestler of all time? Randy Orton's yours and Triple H? Yeah, personally, I'm a Randy Orton person. Like, that still is my favorite wrestler of all time from Knoxville, Tennessee, even though we claim, St. Louis. But yes, Randy Orton all day. You can put him against anyone who is small, anyone who is big, like the Big Show of Mark Henry. He can still put on a good match. I like Triple H. I never cared for Triple H's promos though, because he talked so slow. Like this, like on the debut of Netflix on Raw on Netflix. Excuse me. I get it. It's the Netflix era. Triple H is the new head honcho in charge. But damn, it was like an hour or something where we didn't really get a match. And I was talking to one of my friends about it. He said, Raw was 3 hours long on Netflix. I was like, yeah, what about it? We had 4 matches. I was like, I didn't think about it until he said it. And I was like, shit, he ain't lying. Because you factor in, you got Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for the Uafala. Women's title match, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and then I think it was a tag team in there too. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I just remember thinking, damn, that's a lot of promos. And it felt a lot more like a pay-per-view than just your regular Monday Night Raw. I noticed they started utilizing different camera angles. They're using the drones more. They had a whole field. Granted, the Intuit Dome is also a very unique arena basketball-wise. How they have the Jumbotron in the middle, kind of like the Rams, which is ironic. They both in LA. Like the Rams Stadium, that little, you know what I'm talking about, the circular Jumbotron, the Falcon, like that. But yeah, it was interesting. So they was calling Penta a flip-flop wrestler in AEW. Now he's adored. Yeah, because they got different fan bases. There's people who don't like WWE but like AEW. I don't know a lot of those people, but they're out there. There are people who like indie but don't like WWE. So it could be one of those situations where he might have heard about him on another promotion, on another, I ain't gonna say brand, but yeah, another company, another promotion, and heard all the good things about him. And then you want to see him in WWE. That's how Seth Rollins was. Granted, it was FCW, then he went through NXT. But for years, I heard about Seth Rollins. Probably, it was a good 3 years before he actually made it up. I've been hearing his name, Seth Rollins. They got big plans for him and all this other shit. So yeah. I think another one that had a big, but that was highly anticipated for a while, it was Sin Cara when he was Mystico before he was Sin Cara. That was a WWE name. And there was a lot of hype behind him, but it didn't work out because he couldn't speak English. So communicating in the ring to his opponent, he would botch a lot. And that's why the language barrier. Just waiting on Penta, brother. See, I don't know anything about Penta. I just learned about him yesterday. How I feel about Triple H booking black wrestlers. How do I feel about it? I am not a fan of how it's been. The same way it was with Vince. It was like they don't really get enough push. They don't get enough shine. Even when they are champion, it seems short-lived, or the way they lose, it'd be damn near squash matchish. Like it was with Kofi Kingston. And personally, I don't like the long-term booking thing either, myself. I get it. It's more predictable. You want to build up things from Mania 1 to Mania 2, or right after Mania to the next Mania, but I don't like the long-term booking. And then to set up the Saturday night main event things, it all felt rushed. It still feels rushed. Even with what we saw last night, Jey Uso getting a title shot against Gunther, it just seemed to come out the blue. Because Gunther's feuds have not been really compelling. And Jey Uso, I get they kind of finished the Bloodline storyline, so it seems. Why are you just gonna throw him in a title match like that? I get he's main event Jey Uso, but why would you do that? You had the Intercontinental title on him, had him give it back to Braun Breaker, and now he's in a title match with Gunther, and he's not gonna win it. What was the point? You should have just kept him with the title. But I guess you had to bring him in for the the Bloodline storyline. Cena winning 17 gonna hit so hard. Yeah, I don't know how old you are on this one, but it is gonna hit hard, and it's a cool send off considering this is last year in wrestling. Every time after this, he'll be in a suit, so he says. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But I grew up in the era when it was Super Cena, so I was tired of the dude. That's why I gravitated to Randy Orton, because Randy Orton was the complete opposite of the corporate guy. So you glad Cena's gone? It felt weird seeing Monday Night Raw when I got back into wrestling and John Cena wasn't there. I was like, this is weird. I'm used to the show starting, John Cena comes out, cuts a promo, main events that night. It's weird seeing that now. And the thing I do appreciate about Cena, even though I don't really care, or I didn't care for the Super Cena era, was the fact that at least he was defending his title on Raw, numerous pay-per-views. He was the real workhorse. They say Cody is, man, that man is. They left him off. I don't know if it was Survivor Series, but they left him off of some main event pay-per-view. And it's if he's supposedly the face, why is he not in a match? And it wasn't like he was injured or anything like that. So I love the WWE discussions. Got to keep them going. Yeah, this going to be a thing, man. It's an ongoing thing. Hold on, quick. TV time. I'll be back in a sec. So with MJF coming to WWE be the end of AEW? AEW is damn near over with now, as it is. Like, they have been a failing company for a while. They got a lot of WWE sloppy seconds, and it just never worked. All it did was they pushed those guys, and the actual AEW talent never truly get pushed like that. When Jay get back, it's gonna be the heel Bianca and Naomi. The J-Ho thing should be super over, but can't win the big one, kind of like Jeff Hardy. I think the thing with him is, if you want to do the main event Jey Uso thing, that's fine. But put a title on him. If you're gonna go that way anyway, put a title on him. Don't just have him holding a singles title and then kind of keep him relegated as a tag team champion or a tag team wrestler, as Gunther would say. But yeah, he's super over all that yeet shit, bro. Like, at that LA Intuit Dome, when Travis Scott's Fiend came on, and the whole crowd went crazy and stuff, and then it cut to Jay's music, and everybody got their phones out, and you see the phones from a distance going up and down and shit. Man, that shit he's super over. And what makes it even better, he come through the crowd and does this. He don't just come from the stage. Nah, he come from the crowd, high-fiving everybody and shit. Yeah, they cook. AW cook. I've been hearing they supposed to close their doors for a while now. He was more of a Batista fan than Cena. Too bad he was injury prone during his peak. Yeah, Batista was cold. I still remember when he came back for that WrestleMania match against Cena, when he had the entrance and it was just the spotlight. He didn't do the fireworks and all that shit. Like, the cool ass entrance he had, it was just this, I'm the spotlight, I'm the main one, that thing. I liked it overall. The entrance, I ain't really care for the entrance, but I like that Batista. Jay's like the Chargers of wrestling, goes to the championship and loses. For if Strickland had a month run, black athletes never get a respectable run. What's good, Dorian Carter in the building? The nigga spamming the super kick is devalued. Yeah, bro, I don't know how many people had a super kick now. And it don't even, like, a lot of the things too is a lot of moves that used to be finishers. A lot of people had, like, the spear. I see Jay using the spear. I see Jimmy using the spear. I see Roman using the spear. Like, you see this a lot now. I feel like I'm forgetting some other people who use the spear currently. I just think it needs to be a little bit more, I guess, original. I won't say I saw Cody Rhodes using the spear one time in a match. I think it was a match he was tagging with Jay. Oh, I didn't even read that. He said Jay leads in sales. I can see that. But the yeet shit. Rhea won the title in Inglewood just like WrestleMania 38. That was in Inglewood. Damn. Good catch. I didn't know that. I know the thing was she got to win back the title even though she never lost it. Oh, yeah, he do. Like the 20 miles per hour spear where he run around the ring. I gotta say, it's about Braun Breaker, bro. That is, out of the younger wrestlers and stuff, he is my favorite one. He only 26. I know he used to be a fullback for the Ravens on the practice squad. Ended up getting cut, and that's ended up in WWE. But yeah, his college career, he was a good not fullback, but H-back for Kennesaw State too. I think he held some records for the school. But he has it. Braun Breaker does. Speaking of which, I don't like how they have the superstars sitting ringside, like, with the fans. It just don't look right, especially when they're on that brand. Like, why is Braun Breaker sitting in the crowd? I know he had his little thing with Sheamus after the match last night, but why is he sitting in the crowd? Why is he not, I don't know, backstage? Why is he not in a segment? Why is he not wrestled a match in like a month? Chad Gable need a huge push, bro. Too good. Yeah, he good as hell in the ring, and he was an Olympic wrestler. Like he really was, like on some Brock Lesnar type shit, some Kurt Angle shit, which they are pushing him like Kurt Angle, which I've noticed, like that type of character. I think sooner than later he will get a push. If Vince was in charge, I couldn't be so certain about that. So NXT is the best women's division currently, though. I've heard. I don't watch NXT like that, but I've heard that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Because at this point, it kind of gets boring with him as a face. His best work was as a heel. Like my favorite was dashing Cody Rhodes and then undashing Cody Rhodes when he broke his nose and had the mask on. He was like, "Oh, I can't look. Don't look at me." I like that Cody Rhodes versus the baby face. Hey, Braun, super tough. Who I got winning the Rumble this year? Cena being the favorite and winning is too obvious. Triple H do make some too obvious booking decisions. I can see them giving Cena the win. But if not, whoever eliminates him, I think could set up what could be the WrestleMania match between them two. The funniest part was when Hulk Hogan came out in LA and the crowd booed him. They booed the ever-loving shit out of Hulk Hogan. I remember when his music first cut on, you could hear some people singing along. It was kind of a mix. But when he actually walked out there, all that shit turned to straight up boos. And it's so backwards as to why WWE would partner with him, knowing people don't rock with him. And that's the beer y'all chose. Y'all could have went with somebody people like Stone Cold Steve Austin. It would have made the most sense. And the thing a lot of people don't understand about why he caught the hell that he did, it wasn't just the whole MAGA thing with him supporting Trump, because Undertaker supported Trump and everybody still rock with the Undertaker. It's the fact that all the shitty stuff that Hulk Hogan's done, even going back to when he admitted to being racist. Like, I mean, nigga, that people ain't forget that shit. It was out when the internet was around, so yeah, it's there. What are 3 dream matches with current AEW wrestlers that you would put against current? I don't watch AEW like that. I ain't gonna hold you. That you would put against current WWE wrestlers. I feel like I'm just gonna say a bunch of people that was in WWE that went to AEW. The Chad Gable jobber out to Penta. If I did have a dream match, it would be, I know they don't like each other, Randy Orton and The Rock. Actually, as a feud as a whole, like current Randy Orton. So if Hogan came out in Florida, the crowd would pop for him, or would have to pop for him. I don't know. It's a different era of wrestling fans. I don't know about that. Well, I think of The Rock turning babyface and getting rid of his heel character. You think his heel character was great? I don't think he really just got rid of it. That whole appearance he had on Monday Night Raw, 2 weeks ago, that was more like, because he still has like a corporate position there too. So he was more it was more like Dwayne Johnson than The Rock, if that makes sense. And it'd be kind of too early to have him turn heel, on the debut of Netflix on Raw, or Raw on Netflix. Say Wardlow versus Braun and MJF versus, or no, MJF versus Seth Rollins and Swerve versus Rhodes. I'll see what Turkey. I can't pronounce his name, but Turkey. Did I see what he has done with the sport of boxing? Her Royal Rumble 2025 is going to be in Saudi. Yeah, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. At one point, Saudi Arabia, for a very short amount of time, owned the WWE. I can't wait for Cena to diss Cody on the mic. Think Cody should have dropped the title at WrestleMania and turned heel on the fans. He should have turned, heel at some point during this current run, especially during that little dole point. Should have turned heel. Damn. Even AEW banned Hulk Hogan from their events. Hogan's also responsible for ruining TNA because they had the 6-sided ring, which made it unique, and then they went back to the traditional squared circle. That Cody never turned into heel. Cody's booked as a perfect champion. You never know. I wouldn't rule it out, but I say they should. He gets boring, honestly, as a face. You start watching when Roman lost the title, ratings went down, and by the way, Cody was never a heavyweight type of dude. The CM Punk got to work on his cardio. I mean, CM Punk is 46. That's why he only has one match. I think we say his first match on Raw in 10 years, which is crazy to even think about out loud. First match on Raw in 10 years. He'll come out, cut promos, talk shit about Seth Rollins, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's wild. But with a lot of these older guys now, that's what they do. They'll have them wrestle one match or once every so many months. They'll let their body heal up. Honestly, Roman Reigns ain't got that excuse. Shouldn't have that excuse. That's like how they did with Undertaker whenever he was on the back end of his career. You see him maybe on SmackDown here or there. Lights go out. The lights come on. He's there. He chokeslamms somebody. Or he might have a match. If Teddy Long, does you having a one-on-one match with The Undertaker. Well, speaking of which, I'm still mad about how they did that Cena Undertaker match at WrestleMania. Like, that was a complete squash match. Like, that's one of those matches they should have had extended for a longer period of time than 3 minutes. We're talking about two of the most popular wrestlers of all time at WrestleMania. Sure, neither of them were in their prime, but still, that should have been a much better match. And on top of that, Undertaker was in the best shape of his life at that age. Like, he could have went for a long match. Is that true? But even AJ Styles can go, and he's about that age. What does AJ Styles do now? I'm actually curious. I haven't heard anything about AJ Styles in a minute. Y'all think Cena turning heel? Not for his last run, no. And it would kind of undo everything that he's done during one of the toughest times in pro wrestling too, if you turn him heel. Whoever get that last hit before the main event always ends up losing. It's that for years. Punk only wrestled 2 to 3 matches since returning, but they've been great. I remember the one he had with Drew McIntyre, where McIntyre needed to get stitches and stuff. I think prior to this match we had last week, that was CM Punk's last match. So Reigns wins the Rumble, chooses Cody, and Punk gets in the match because of the favor. That's right. I forgot about the favor. I think AJ hurt. Okay. DX New World Order Evolution. Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. DX for sure. DX most definitely. Evolution was cool though. It got to be Roman versus Rock, Rhodes versus Randy. I would like to see that. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Punk versus Rollins. Gunther versus Cena. Please don't do that. Don't give us Gunther versus Cena. That may not be Cena's WrestleMania match. Hell no. Gunther is so boring to watch, whether it be giving promos, in the ring. Like, even when he wins, it's just anticlimactic. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton can put on a good match. Roman and The Rock can put on a good match. Punk and Rollins, yeah, the only problem is we ain't seen it now. It's that black and white New World Order. Evolution was something else though. Like, if you knew how they would go, their careers would turn out when you first saw them, you'd be like, holy shit. But that's what really started Randy Orton's, push. Because he had mentors like Triple H, Ric Flair. Then they had Batista as well. So, yeah, that they was super stacked. Stupid stacked. Cody versus Cena for the title at WrestleMania? I hope not. Say his finisher. I guess you're talking about Batista's finisher. Literally just a power bomb. Oh, you talking about Gunther? Yeah. Yeah, they call him the ring general and all that stuff. He ain't wrestled in like a month, bro. Probably longer than that. Because at this point, I'm just ready. You know what I'd rather have? I would rather have, for any type of decent feud for him, have him and Ludwig Kaiser break up. Have them split up Imperium, and then they feud somehow. Because I know Ludwig gets more shine now on Monday Night Raw. The 2010 WWE seems better than today. I don't know about that. Because you got to remember, that was during the Super Cena era. Super PG, too. I wouldn't say that. Match-wise, though, being biased, I would say that. Because, you had Triple H still wrestling. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Cena, Orton. You had a lot of heavy hitters. Evolution had Katie Warriors lineup. Facts. Nah, this shit funny. Said Ludwig built like a healthy seahorse. When I first saw him, I was like, who is this dude? Like, I just thought the entrance, I still think is cringy. Like, the way he walk in there, he does a little hands behind his back. And I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga right here, bro? But in ring, he's actually grown on me. I do enjoy watching his matches. And I know when he was, I forgot who he was wrestling against, but they were overseas. It might have been Germany. Had to been Germany. I mean, he was over. Super over with the crowd, which, he German. It makes sense. But yeah. Yeah, break him up from Gunther. Stop making him Gunther's lackey. And go forward, because you put him into the Intercontinental Championship match with Braun and Sheamus. Keep going with them being a singles wrestler instead of just a lackey or a manager for Gunther. So what happened to Vinci? I don't know what happened to Vinci. That Seth Rollins is like the KD of the WWE. Nah, I wouldn't say that. There's someone who's the KD of WWE. Now it'd be Roman Reigns. For sure, Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins, I don't know who I compare him to as far as like an NBA player. But I will say this, I do like him. I like the fact he can kind of blur the line between, is he a heel or is he a face? Like he a face now, but sometimes it feel like this nigga's a heel or he about to turn heel. But yeah, him in ring, he's like I said, he was one of the wrestlers I kept hearing about when he was in FCW. Seth Rollins. You grew up watching from the mid 90s on up, and you think talent as a whole is better now than the Attitude Era. In ring, like abilities for sure. Because I mean, they get a lot more football players. People just, they looking for athletes now. They got an NIL program where I know Mark Henry's son is one of them, where they can funnel wrestlers this way through an NIL. Then you go through NXT and work your way up. So athletically, I would say they're better now. But they were more, I guess better. They were better on the mic, pause, in the Attitude Era because you could say more. It was a different time period. You had to worry about being PC, none of that shit. And even then, back then, the matches looked more like a fight than they do now. Like now, it looks a lot more choreographed, where it seems like a spot fest. They made a snake move like Steph Rollins made a snake move like KD. He like 05 Chris Paul. A lot of things too is the fact that a lot of these superstars, even though they have the advantage of social media on their side, they don't have that same kind of connection with the fans. Not a lot of them do. Some do. Like Jey Uso, super over. Obviously, people like Sheamus, Randy Orton, people they're gonna be over. CM Punk, but a lot of these new ones, they not super over like that. Like for me, Gunther doesn't really move the needle. Like take the title off him, give it to somebody else. with the mustache and the plastic surgery. I don't think his body can hold up in the ring now. I don't think he on the juice no more. So in ring, yes. In terms of characters, no, yeah, nah. Let me ask you, what y'all think of Stone Cold Steve Austin turning heel? Back when him and Mr. McMahon essentially jumped the Rock and he shook hands with Vince McMahon. For anyone who can remember, what was y'all's thoughts when it happened? Because I know a lot of people don't really care for it because I feel like it was unnecessary. I think George Kittle would go to the WWE after his NFL career. I doubt it. Maybe make an appearance, but like full-fledged go full in, I doubt it. I feel like most of them that came from the NFL to WWE, they weren't like superstars in the NFL. They might have played a year or two. They were practice squad. They weren't no superstars. Like Brock Lesnar, he played for the Vikings, but it was so short-lived. Most people don't even think about it. To LA Knight, just a white Jey Uso? Nah, not even close. That's somebody who's over too. LA Knight, I forgot all about him. No, when I see LA Knight doing his promos and shit, I get vibes like The Rock or Stone Cold. Like that's what I see. Like a watered down version of that. I do like LA Knight, but that's the type of vibe I get from him. So Ruthless Aggression era was peak WWE 2002 to 2007. Ruthless Aggression was dope too. What's my take on WWE or AEW? I'm amazed more people ain't injured. Because I was watching like a compilation of just different botches, and good lord, they were really bad botches. I'm like, yo, how is this nigga how did he not break his arm or break his leg or whatever like that when they botch? And there's no structure there, and you can see it. It's like damn near anything goes. It's the Wild Wild West. Whereas WWE has a certain structure. They have everything detailed to like, okay, this time period is how long this match is. You better not go over by this many seconds or any of that. AEW is very laissez-faire about things. said that was a groundbreaker moment when Vince and Steve was basically the top story in Attitude Era. They were like there was like this long going rivalry, and to see them join forces, see them come together after years going at it was cool. You watched 30 minutes of AEW and it felt like 2000s WCW. I think that's what they tried to channel, was that WCW vibe to it, to compete with WWE. It's just backstage politics, all type of management issues is what really hurt them. So take ECW, the original ECW, and WCW over WWE/F. OG ECW was lit. The one that WWE brought back, that shit was damn near NXT. And that's how NXT ended up replacing ECW. Because it got treated, instead of it being what made it ECW, which is extreme wrestling, extreme hardcore type matches, it was just WWE, but we slapped ECW over it. And one of my favorite matches, though, ECW is still, I can't even find the full match on YouTube. Sabu versus Rey Mysterio. That was one hell of a match. Then you got RVD versus John Cena when he came to ECW, and he ended up losing the title. It was good. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got into pro wrestling. I guess I was into it when I was younger too, but not really, really into it. And then in high school, I got into it for real. Ended up going to a live event, and I had a blast. And this was also during the era they was doing the guest GMs every week. And it just so happened to be Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. One week, I saw like a commercial for it. One of my friends was telling me about it. And I was like, let me check this out. And after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to tune in. And I just kept watching it. There's like 12 titles on AEW and Ring of Honor. And there's one of their biggest issues. Shit, WWE got their fair share of titles too. So OGCW people got hurt back in the day. Hell yeah, they did. Like, shit, you think about New Jack. He jumping off balconies, the second floor of a balcony and shit. Jumping over here, doing elbow drops and shit. Like, and just seeing it, it's like, yo, that shit looked like it hurt. Which, I mean, a lot of them back then, they didn't have stories about it. It was coked out, so they couldn't, they was numb to some of the things they was feeling at the time. Yeah, I do remember that. I always thought that was cringy as fuck too. Who's my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? You got Stone Cold, The Rock, Randy Orton, and as far as Impact goes, it'd be tough for me to leave off Hulk Hogan, but fuck Hulk Hogan, I'm gonna put John Cena on there. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Take Cena, I'll put in Undertaker. I think Cena wins the Chamber and faces Cody at Mania for the title. Punk wins the Rumble and faces Gunther. I don't want to see either of those. Because as far as promos go, CM Punk gonna carry Gunther. And shit, Cena would carry Cody on promos, but Cody's more competent than Gunther for sure. But I don't want to see that. Yeah, dude, I've seen different interviews with him, different shoot interviews. And the one that still gets me is the Vic Grimes. Well, there's 3 incidents, but the Vic Grimes one where the first time he tossed Vic Grimes over, I think it was a scaffold or something. And when he came down, Vic Grimes, who was heavy, landed on New Jack's head on this side, and on the other side, he fell and hit the concrete. And then it crushed his skull. He said brain fluid was coming out of his nose. I didn't even know brain fluid was a thing that could leave your body through your nose, which is even scary to think about. Lost vision in his right eye, broke a leg. I think he was gone for 3 months. Then came back. He was mad. Vic Grimes never really apologized about it. And then fast forward 4 years later, New Jack got his get back. New Jack tried to push him past the ring, but luckily the rope caught Vic Grimes and saved his life. And they were like 40 feet high. You can still remember watching Over the Edge in 99 when Owen Hart got unalived from the Raptors. Yeah, and crazy thing about it was the night before that happened, Owen Hart was talking to his wife saying like, if I don't make it, I want you to do this, this, and this. And then his wife was like, what are you talking about? Do you hear what you're saying? And lo and behold, the next day he got unalived, and he was nervous the whole time, the whole night and everything prior to that, because it was something about the ropes they were using weren't the right kind, or it wasn't made for that, and that's what happened. It's one of those things they could have just avoided just by not having him come down from the Raptors in the first place. And on top of that, you still went on with the rest of your pay-per-view after this happened. Like nothing happened. We ain't just see a dude get unalived. Okay. Watching 04 Chris Benoit's rise. WrestleMania 20 need to watch that match. In my opinion, what advantage does the heel have and what advantage does the babyface have at the end of a match? A heel at the end of a match, they could, he could grab a chair, grab a kendo stick, hit him with that, throw him into the steel steps, put him through a table if need be. You can do a lot of things to get heat from the fans as a heel. Cut a promo after winning, whatever. As a babyface, you get to get more over with the fans, take pictures with them, high five, take pictures with baby, sign some stuff. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. But it's really more effective if you're actually like a decent heel or a decent face that's actually over. Because if you're not over, it's just kind of like, yeah, so-and-so won. Okay, cool. Braun versus Gunther. I'd rather see that compared to Gunther versus Cena or Gunther versus CM Punk. Even then, Gunther's probably still gonna get carried in them promos. Your Mount Rushmore: Sting, Booker T, aka King Booker, Triple H, and Taker. I done seen that shit. Trust me, I know all about that. Yeah, the type of harness he used failed. Owen Hart. I feel like it too. I know, speaking of New Jack, he'd have mentioned that too about different wrestlers, especially Chris Benoit. That's the one that really hit home for him, because he was cool with Chris Benoit's wife. Like they were friends and stuff like that. So yeah. And somebody asked Vince that in the interview, and he got mad as fuck. This was like in like the early 2000s. He got super pissed off about that question. Owen should have been WWE champ. He was better in the ring than Bret Hart. And they screwed his ass over too. Yo, Rushmore is Cena, Austin, Batista, and The Rock. That's solid. Oh, you see that too? That's crazy. I thought that when I first saw him, I didn't know all the hype behind him, but that's who I get vibes of, is Vladimir Kozlov. I don't know if it's just the fact they wear the same in-ring gear, them red trunks is above your waist and shit. That's a good comparison. Except they relegated Vladimir Kozlov to a more comedic role at one point. They had him with, who's he tagging with? Santino Marella. Said Kozlov is crazy, man. That man is crazy. I honestly don't even remember his theme. Like, I've never been in the mood where I was like, I got to see Vladimir Kozlov wrestle. But no, I don't remember his theme. Actually, who is y'all's favorite, since we on themes, who's y'all's wrestlers' favorite? I'm going to start with entrance and theme music. Because I know mine is, again, I'm biased as hell, Randy Orton. It's hard to do. The top voices was tailored for Randy Orton. It's the perfect song, especially during that run, like '09, like super heel Randy Orton, who didn't give a fuck about nothing, was a crash out. That suited him so well. And Batista, I like his entrance too. The fireworks, but not the spotlight one. Never really watched wrestling, but vaguely remember JR being put on fire in a Mankind fight with tacks on the canvas. Yeah. I was watching, was it Kane versus MVP in the Inferno match? This was I forgot the pay-per-view. I think it was Judgment Day. I was just like, bro, you could not pay me to do an Inferno match. And the crazy thing is, whenever they get slammed on the mat, then the flames get bigger for a little bit. I remember they used to be in the game, the Inferno match. I don't even think it's on there anymore. But yeah, you couldn't pay me to do that. So Dirty Dom is basically Eddie. Well, that's a callback. The whole thing they do with Dom, that's a callback to, if y'all remember, there was a segment when Dom was a kid and he was in the ring with Eddie Guerrero. And I think Rey Mysterio was in the ring too. And I think that's basically making everything come full circle. Said Kane's slow chemical theme is goated. That shit was tough. He got a tough intro though too, Kane. Batista's theme and Stone Cold's glass shatter entrance. Because as soon as you heard that glass shatter, you know what time it was. Somebody was finna get that ass kicked. And then he had that walk too. Like, he just had that walk like, hey, I ain't wasting no time. I'm gonna come in here and we fighting. They Vince booked black wrestlers better than Trips. He might have been doing some bullshit, but at least we've seen them week in and week out. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of things booking wise that I don't agree with Vince and things I do. Like, for me, I do like the fact that, which it can cause chaos if you're working there and you're backstage with the constant changes throughout the show that Vince would like to do last minute as hell. And sometimes it would show that this was a last minute thing. But I did like the fact it was more unpredictable what was going to happen versus now with Triple H, everything seems too predictable. Hogan's Voodoo Child theme was goated. And WCW, Hardy Boys, yeah, they did. I like Jeff Hardy's entrance too. Favorite entrance? Ooh, that's a good one. MVP had a cold one too. That's crazy. That was Silk the Shocker who made that song. And I think when he came back, I want to say MVP did that version. But yeah, MVP had a dope ass entrance. He had the clock ticking and stuff. You had the little tent thing, and then he'll pop out, make his entrance. He touch the ground and do this, and then the fireworks would go off and shit. That shit was tough as hell. And he had the chains on and shit. Yeah, I like MVP. The Demon Finn Balor theme, I ain't never really liked that shit. I don't know. I think the whole demon thing, I like the idea, the concept, but overall, it just came off cringy. Especially when we doing this for somebody who hasn't won a singles title in 7 years. Batista's entrance and Stone Cold's Hell Frozen Over theme for you. Edge had another dope entrance too. Velvet Sky away from the camera with his finger to let the pigeons loose is your personal favorite. But seriously, Triple H Attitude Era was your favorite entrance. OG Hollywood Rock theme was goated. Yeah, I like the Rocks too, for sure. TNA Beautiful People's entrance was goated too. I say this about the Rock, the one he had at WrestleMania 40 with the final boss entrance, and then they had the fire with the bull, and I was like, yo, that shit. And they got the overhead shot. I was like, yo, that shit tough. This man said Finn Balor the D Rose of the WWE. Hell no. Hell no. Think of a what if. Wrestling what if. I almost said Kofi, but he ended up winning the title. Because his what if was what if Randy Orton never pushed his or stopped his push back in like 2010, 2011, when he called him stupid. But I don't know if I call that man the D Rose of the WWE. I think someone they misutilized for what he could do was John Morrison. Because they really could have gave him a true heavyweight push for like a championship back in them 2010s, but they didn't. Said Finn had a major injury. I still wouldn't put that man as the D Rose of pro wrestling. Or WWE more specifically. Yeah, you can't beat that. That's goated. You can't beat that shit. Because his entrance is just a whole spectacle. Like the Undertaker, the lights turn blue, you hear the gong, you know what time it is. Or he want to surprise you, the lights go out and he pop up right behind you and choke slam you. Yeah, you can't beat that. Kofi's SOS, hold on. Kofi's SOS theme was hard, but now Solo got the hardest theme. Who got the hardest now? I'm gonna exclude everybody. I'm gonna exclude Randy Orton. I already said him. Who got a tough entrance? Roman Reigns ain't bad. I say right now though, the best overall, I guess, entrance is Jey Uso. Yeah, he did. He underutilized a lot of people. So Rhea Ripley's theme is good too. I'm drawing a blank on hers, honestly. You know, out of the new guys, he ain't really new with Seth Rollins, since I didn't say his name. I like his entrance. Him, CM Punk, even though he's older. Rhea is the female version of Undertaker. I don't see it. There's really no female wrestlers you can do that with. As far as the Undertaker, I guess, are you talking about like in ring, or are we talking about like the overall aura and shit? Because nobody's touching overall aura. The closest that came to it out of all the rest was really the Fiend, and they misutilized the hell out of that because they had a gold mine with the Fiend, but for some reason we want to give the title to Bill Goldberg. Said Bianca Belair's theme is better. I do like her theme. Shit, she's actually from Knoxville too. Cody's theme is good. I like his too. His best was still Dashing Cody Rhodes was his best theme. That song was Smoke and Mirrors. Like CM Punk's old theme. His old theme is tough too. I think it needed to change though. Like Cult of Personality after the pipe bomb and all that. That was the best time to switch his shit, honestly. It made sense. Kofi the Dark of the WWE. They won one big one time, but it was special. Yeah. Then had him lose in a squash match. Closest one to take it was Bray Wyatt. Yes, he was. And I know for a minute they tried to push Damian Priest as like the Undertaker type of dude because he had similar moveset. I guess similar appearance. Because I know when he won the title, they was joking on social media calling him the bisexual Undertaker. I was like, damn. So I mean, you coming out with a vest that's all chains and looking like some BDSM stuff. I get why they would call you that. And he ain't even what I thought he would be. Damian Priest, that is. I thought he would really be like one. He'd be stuck as one of the top guys. Even though he had a title match, he damn near like a higher mid-carder. First Judgment Day theme was good. I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember their theme. Chris Jericho had a good one too. Break the Walls Down. And the best part was knowing he made that song, or him and his band made that song. Brock Lesnar's tough. Once that shit hit on TV, you knew. That's a good comparison. He got the similar tattoos and shit. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that a lot. He feel weird as a face though. Like same with Rhea Ripley. It's just I don't know. The aesthetics don't really have that face look to them, which I guess goes back to they trying to make him kind of like the Undertaker, but even then. Oh, yeah, hit that like button too. Before I forget, hit that like button, smash it, elbow drop it, RKO it, attitude adjustment, and FU it, whatever you want to do. Who the most hated wrestler by the fans, face or heel? Who's somebody that they just don't like? The most hated shit for me, it was during the PG era. Cena was getting booed a lot. Like, sure, there was a lot of cheers from kids, but there's a lot of people who were from the fans that were from Ruthless Aggression or Attitude Era that didn't rock with Cena or the PG stuff like that, and they thought it was corny. So I say at the time, John Cena was easily one of the most hated. Now all of those kid wrestlers have grown up, so that shit didn't change. But overall, who the most hated? It's safe to say Hulk Hogan is at this point. Unless there's somebody I'm forgetting throughout history that people really don't rock with. Who was y'all's least favorite pro wrestler? Tell me that. So for me, mine was, I'm trying to think when this motherfucker came. I'm like, man, I can't stand this person. Gunther's on that list now. Who's another one I just really could not stand? I never liked Chavo Guerrero either. And for a little minute, I ain't like The Miz. But over time, The Miz grew on me. I was like, you know what? His as far as wrestlers now, he one of the best at giving promos. That's the one thing. He essentially an upper mid carder for most of his career, but his promos was always something he was gonna deliver on that shit. He was one of the few that could probably hang with Cena as far as promos go. Not better, but he could hang with him. It says Zoe Stark's theme is fire. Yeah, who is it that you just couldn't stand? He said Mr. Kennedy was somebody he couldn't stand. I don't remember if it was Orton. Orton and Cena was the reason Mr. Kennedy ended up getting dropped by the WWE. You remember people not messing with X-Pac? Yeah, that was another one people didn't rock with. This one's rare. I don't know anyone who's ever said that. Never like Rey Mysterio. What? I don't know anybody that don't like Rey Mysterio. Oh, there's one right there. JBL. Yeah, I never liked JBL either. But I've never heard anyone say they don't like Rey Mysterio. JBL when he was WWE champion in 04. Y'all ever hear that story about Joey Styles punching him in the face? Because JBL thought he could punk him because he bigger. Joey Styles was like, nah, fuck this. Punch dude in the face. He broke his nose. And to this day, JBL has never messed with Joey Styles since. So you couldn't stand big dog Roman Reigns, but Tribal Chief Roman is nice. I didn't like Roman when he first showed up on the main roster. Initially, I was like, nah, this ain't it. And I'm talking about after, I guess after the Shield. I was like, yeah, I don't know, just something about him. I could see they were trying to push him like Cena so hard. And I was like, nah, this don't really suit him. But the Tribal Chief, that suits him perfectly. Take Ray's mask off and bro's admitted everything. Nah, he not admitted everything. Go back and watch his ECW matches. Ray got zero mic skill. He don't really need to be crazy on the mic though. Pause. Damn, that shit sound crazy as fuck. Eddie and Ray is every Mexican kid's favorite wrestler growing up. I figured. Eddie made Ray. If Eddie never passed, Ray wouldn't have been a mid-card. Ray wouldn't have won that championship. I'm gonna put it like this. When Eddie passed, Ray benefited. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, a lot of people rock with Eddie Guerrero. Like when it was all said and done, they're like, yeah, Eddie, we rock with Eddie Guerrero. So all you need is that kid demographic, and WWE will push you to the moon. Yes, that. And if you got an international fan base or something like that, because that's what they're trying to do now is go more international. That's why someone mentioned the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. That's why you can expand. That's why they got pay-per-views in Berlin and all these other places so they can expand to the international crowd. Thugonomics Cena was hard as fuck. I wish they had to use that Cena at some point during the PG era. Obviously, there's certain things he couldn't have said, but still, they could have went that way. But still keep him a face. Give him some edge versus the super corporate, kid-friendly Cena we saw in 2010. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen Thugonomics Cena against The Rock. Get that Cena against The Rock when they was doing their feud. Oh man, that shit would have been lit. It was still cool, but that would have been even better. So territory wrestling was way better. I say probably the best wrestler now ain't even on. It's obviously in AEW or WWE. WWE just has a lot of stake and a hold on pro wrestling because all the money and stuff. But a lot of the best talent, I guess, best put together matches are usually on these indie promotions. Another one you don't like was Ricochet. Yeah, apparently the crowds at AEW don't like him either. It's one of those he seemed like he had potential, then he just kind of stagnated and never felt the need to get better at anything else, especially promos. And his matches in AW, they seem, from what I've seen, they seem a little too choreographed. Like he just doing flips and shit for no reason. I have not listened to John Cena's album. And they came back too when CM Punk said something about it during a promo. Said bring back the WWE ice cream bars, and next thing you know, a couple weeks later, poof, they back. But yeah, I want to say Ricochet thought the grass was going to be green and leaving WWE to go to AEW. That was not the case. A lot of other people who left WWE thought the same thing, and it didn't work out. Some of them realized the first day they got there, hold up, something ain't right. I'm used to things being ran this way, and now they ran any kind of way. So Mark Henry was tough. That's another one, speaking of black wrestlers, that really, he should have got pushed more when he was the champion. And it still felt like a sideshow or like an attraction when they finally put the belt on Mark Henry. The CM Punk promos being haunted. It's very funny. Hanghead said WWE ice cream bars. Let me see if I can find a picture of them for you. Yeah, so on them they were, let me get an image, because they had them back in the WWF era too. But it basically looked like, let's see if you can see this. This is on eBay. That's crazy. But let me see if you can see that. It's basically like they got the wrestler on the front of the ice cream bar. They're going to AW anyways, a career killer. Shit, look what Chris Jericho, when he got there, they were talking about you should retire. You know, like Seth Rollins nowadays wearing women look-alike clothes, like bro, Shield and corporate Seth was better. That's part of his character now. Like the crazy stuff he wears is kind of the guessing game. What's he gonna come out with this time? I know he came out there with something with them big puffy sleeves. I was like, what the hell is this dude wearing? But yeah, that's his thing. And apparently he only wears it one time and gives it to WWE Archive to take care of and handle. Brock was like Steven Seagal at WWE at times. He was more annoying than Super Cena. I hate the fact he was the champion and only wrestled like once or twice a year. Sure, Roman's done that too, but it was just like, it didn't seem like it was a real reason as to why for him. And I could see it being a situation where don't nobody really want to step to Brock Lesnar because that's Brock Lesnar. Savage should have had Hogan's career, but you know, Hogan was backstage. Yeah, he was in that era where I was like, I can't trust nobody. And it's all super competitive. I don't want anyone getting over me. That's the same way Stone Cold was too. Which is part of why he wanted to turn heel. I think Lesnar's returning at Royal Rumble this year. I haven't heard anything, but it's possible. You know they love having a surprise entrance at the Royal Rumble. They can't use Cena now because he didn't already mention he gonna be in it. But yeah, that would be interesting. I've heard people mention Big E could come back and eliminate Kofi and Xavier, and that could really start their storyline for real and get it going. Because the thing is, the New Day's been heel for what, a month and a half, and they ain't had one match Or if so, they might have had one match and that was it. I want to see them in a match, especially now that Raw's on Netflix. You ain't got no excuse. You got 3 hours. Y'all better book something. And ironically, Seth and Becky are married, which is super ironic. Savage and Steamboat WrestleMania 3 was the best match ever. And if Flair was in that too, it'd be crazy. Ventura wanted Union and Hogan turned on him. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stories on the whole shit Hulk Hogan has done to people. Like, it's just, like I said, it's not just the racist stuff or the Trumps. Nah, it's Hulk Hogan is a piece of shit. I still remember that interview where they asked him if he took steroids. That man straight up said no. And then you go to the next person or something that was with him in the locker room, and they go in detail talking about, yeah, man, me and Hogan used to do this, this, and this. It's like, well, Hogan caught in the lie again. The Savage, Undertaker, Cena, and Cody top for your Mount Rushmore. I got you. Macho Man Randy Savage. One thing you dislike about Becky is her promos on the mic. I never really care for most female wrestlers' promos in the first place. I don't know, like even when they do the insults, they just come off too elementary schoolish. That's like the Mickey James thing when they was making fun of her weight and all that. I'm like, sure, that makes sense in the promo, but like the way they went about it just seemed too kiddish. Granted, it was the PG era, but still. They all need to watch Billy Graham and Jesse Ventura promos. Actually, you know who gave the best promos was someone who wasn't even in WWE, and that was New Jack. New Jack's promos seemed so real, you wasn't sure if he had real beef with the person or not. Or if he said he was going to cut someone, if he was really going to do that or not. Because he had a track record of actually doing that shit. You know, like mean schoolgirls. Yeah, even though they say that women's wrestling got better and all that, I just never really cared enough about women's wrestling to get into it. The most I would do, I watch the entrance. That was it. Change to something else. I'm like, after 5 minutes, oh, this match got to be over. Turn back. One of my personal favorite or top 4 promos, wrestlers, what do you want to call it? Let's see. Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, and I want to say Prime CM Punk. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but I'm going to go with Prime CM Punk. Said anyone watches wrestling doesn't see through the Freemason crap like Wyndham Bray Wyatt. Bro, most people, you overestimating what the average person is aware of. Massively overestimating what people are aware of. If I could create my own faction with any wrestlers from any era, who would be in it? Give me Randy Orton. I want heel Randy Orton too. Give me heel Randy Orton. Heel Stone Cold. A heel Rock on top of it would seem too OP though. A heel Cody Rhodes. I'm gonna say dashing Cody Rhodes. And who else? I'm trying to think of someone who they probably mesh well together. If I'm trying to think, like a big guy, like a real big dude who can really play a heel. Because like Big Show is like He a big dude, he athletic, but he never convinced me as a heel. Think about a big dude who could just. You know what? Give me Andre the Giant. Said Jim Cornette was awesome. Mike Talker. Dusty Rhodes. Was The Rock actually a top like wrestler? Or was he just marketed like that? Well, obviously he got a push, but he was like easily The Rock. Think about the times he didn't return, the pop he gets from the crowd, crazy. Especially when he came back during that Cena feud, crazy. People really rock with The Rock, rock with The Rock. So who I got winning a Royal Rumble? So you got Punk. I say either CM or Cena. Heel Austin and Cena team John 316. That is a cold name right there. That is I wish I had sound effects for that. That's a cold ass name. Kevin Nash, that's a big dude's heel. Yeah, Kevin Nash, that's a good one. I think Cena does, and they let him get the title, and that's it unless something else. I mean, since he gonna retire after this year anyway, either they could let him retire as the champion, which I'll say is pointless, or have him lose to somebody else and put him over. I just say whoever you get that title to, make sure they wrestle more than 3 times a year. That's a good question. That's a very good question. The last WrestleMania, they linked CM Punk to it. I don't know. Me being selfish, I'd like to see one last Orton versus Cena match. You know, it ain't got to be a WrestleMania. Just have them two in the ring at the same time. I would love to see that just one more time. Now you can have them as tag team partners, but just one more time, put Cena and Orton in the ring together. But yeah, I'm about to be on here a couple more minutes and I'm gonna slide like electric. So any questions, fire away. But yeah, if they give Cena the title to retire with, I guess it's a feel good, it's a good story to close his career, but still, it's just a kind of an awkward exchange if you know he's not gonna have the title a long time. Which wrestling storyline do I think had the biggest impact on the industry? Stone Cold and Vince was a huge one. Especially for the Attitude Era, I think that's one of them. As you think about Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was like the rogue, the renegade, what you want to call it. He going against the man, the establishment, his boss. Yeah, that's a big one, especially for the Attitude Era. I'll say best PG era storyline was Cena versus Orton. Like 09 heel Orton specifically. And then they had some good ones with the Nexus, but they didn't handle it right. They should have had Nexus go over at SummerSlam, but they didn't. And that was Cena. Cena blocked that shit. He was like, "Oh nah, we ain't finna do that. Nah, I gotta still have this title." And Vince McMahon was like, he wanted the kids to, what do you say, the kids to have a happy, which sounds crazy now. Wanted the kids to have a happy ending for the conclusion of the show. And then they tried to redo it with the core, and everybody saw through it. It's like, oh, it's just a remake of Nexus, but y'all put it on SmackDown. Y'all got what, 3-4 members now, with the same people that was on Nexus. So Punk versus Cena. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that now. They both faces now. Best move would be, if you're gonna do this, turn CM Punk heel. I doubt they do that, but do it that way. Because my only thing is, we've seen it before. Shit, we've seen it multiple times. So how would they'd have to find a way to rewrite that story. The Triple H and Stephanie McMahon getting married changed the course of WWE. For some stars, yes. Because, I mean, Triple H already had power in the locker room as one of the older guys, and then you married the boss's daughter. Oh, yeah, you had superpower. And that's not even including Shawn Michaels. So you heard some weird things. Wonder if it was him unalive. Nah, he fell from the Raptors when he was supposed to be coming down on the rope and everything. The harness or something wasn't secure, and then you see him drop and fall. So nah, that wasn't no him unaliving himself. But I do think he was set up though, because like, if you know that all these things are an issue the day before, why would you still go with it, knowing that, hey, this is a very hazardous thing. This isn't the most secure harness, but we gonna go with it anyway. That don't even make sense. So yeah, I think that was a setup. But that was just me, allegedly, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm finna get up out of here. It's been good chopping it up with y'all. We're gonna be back live Thursday, maybe Wednesday. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. It should be at the top of this chat. And y'all